Okay. So my name is Bianca Ortiz. I have a couple zines on the wall. I did Mamasita zine. That's the first one I did. I also did Ladies Homewrecking Journal, which isn't here. And then there's a couple one-shots, Mestiza and Mika. And another one, Chinese, Japanese, Indian Chief, that I was part of for a Riot Grrrl convention, which ended my relationship with Riot Grrrl. And was part of Evolution of a Race Riot. And I think that's it. I think so. Oh, I also did a Sanrio zine, the secret, what is it? Secret Sugar Sanrio Society. Was all about taking up arms for Hello Kitty. It was ridiculous. But, it was awesome. It was, it was 1995. So I got introduced to zines actually through my dad, because he worked with somebody who worked at Maximum Rock and Roll, who was into like black metal. I don't know. He worked. I don't know. I was
Chimps.
Yeah, I wish I knew who it was. But he gave my dad a copy of MRR, and my dad gave it to me, and I was like, oh my god, there was nothing about Riot Grrrl in it at all at the time, because it wasn't really covered. But I sent away for some zines, and I got them, and I was like, these are okay, but this one in the back, this review sounds way better. So I just kept trying to sending out my money and getting some of the zines I ordered, and I was like, I need to make one of these, So I went through children's books and cut out stuff and figured out what I was gonna put with the graphics, and I just decided to make a zine, and I think that was like 1994 or something. Yeah, I was 17, so it really reflected just being 17 and learning about it. And it was totally like Riot Grrrl prototypical zine, It was, it wasn't too controversial. It wasn't very, I don't know. It dealt with feminism and Sanrio, and yeah, I was totally addicted to that stuff. And then within 2 years, my ideas kind of changed as dealing with Riot Grrrl more and going to shows. I started to feel kind of isolated, where, I felt isolated in high school, so I gravitated towards the scene where I felt like I was, was part of it. But then at shows, I started to be, I don't know, I started to feel weird because there weren't a lot of other people of color there. And, yeah, it just started to get kind of uncomfortable. And if I brought it up to some people I was with, they would be like, what are you talking about? You're crazy, you're overreacting. It's just punk. It's fine. Get over it. No, I think something's wrong here, So I started to write about that, just feeling isolated and being mixed race, Mexican, white, and already having problems with that, not feeling like I'm fitting in, but also feeling about outside of the scene that I really had invested my whole life in. And yeah, so it was weird. I would write something and just feel compelled to put it in a zine and send it out to total strangers, which is so weird. I would not do that now. I'm sure lots of the women on that wall are probably are pretty angry their stuff is there.
How personal.
Yeah, it's really personal. And so, yeah, it was weird. I would send it out and get response back in a letter, but then sometimes, they would write something about, maybe I wrote about feeling an outsider, so they wrote something about it in their zine and published it, and then sent it back to me, and these ideas kind of grew, and I got to know more like-minded people who were yeah, we're people of color in punk, and we, we all need to, talk and dialogue about this, and figure out a way to include people without, include everybody in the discussion of a really difficult topic, and we were not too good at figuring out what to do. There's a lot of problems. Was it 1997? It was the last year I was affiliated with Riot Grrrl before I just flipped it off and organized a Riot Grrrl convention in the Bay Area, Riot Grrrl convention, and it was at Epicenter and Gilman, and there's a lot of problems setting it up. And there was a total meltdown in the racism workshops, and it got really tense, and it really just showed me that this, you know, it just wasn't gonna work. We didn't have the tools to do it. We're all like pretty young, and we're all kind of rigid in our thinking. Everybody was. Like, we're still trying to figure out who we are, but we're feeling compelled to write about it and publish it, and it was just really difficult. And now that I think about it, I'm like, you know, even if I had like an argument with somebody, we were still fine, you know? Like, we wrote letters back on Sanrio stationery about like, oh my god, I gotta call you about what you wrote, you know? But still, when I would see them, we were still able to hang out and go to shows. It was like, you know, it was a growing and learning experience, even if it was hard. And maybe 5 years ago, I would have totally not been here, because I still was feeling kind of heartbroken by Riot Grrrl. You know, it was like, it was my family for a while, and then I just felt like, bye family, I'm out of here, you know? I just totally stopped talking to everybody, and just was done with it. But now I can see, I don't know. Like, I was going through a big bag of zines to bring over here, and just looking through it, I was like, aw, we all had like the stickers and the clip art, and you know, we're all like exchanging all these ideas like through the mail. It's crazy. I just wish, like, there's just nothing like it now, which is kind of sad. I feel like people respond like on the internet to blog entries, but it's not, you don't like sit down and like write an essay about it and find clip art to put with it, and then go to Kinko's and like make copies. It just, you don't, you know, it's too much work for an idea. And it's just kind of, yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. But, yeah, I think that's it.